Why is it I'm the one who's doing these story times? Like, okay, so hey guys, I'm here by myself, as you can see, because Ian doesn't like me. No, I'm just kidding. I hope she does. Hope she does. No, but okay, so I'm gonna be telling you about that one time I literally could have died. I legit could have died this day. And if you guys don't remember what this is, we basically started this like back in October, where we said we were going to be doing a bunch of like story time videos telling you guys stuff that happened to us. So this is my story about, you know what, this happened this past summer, again the same summer when that stalker was like stalking me. I don't know if you guys remember that, but man, that summer was terrible. Oh my gosh, like all of this happened during the same summer, so I can go on about it, but anyways, I legit could have died this day. So let me back up. We start from the beginning. Give you a little background first. Okay, so it was the summertime, and I had just finished graduating high school, so I was like, you know what? I want an income. I want income coming in. I want money coming in, right? Because I had my own money over there in California, but I wanted it to be coming in, you know, like weekly or every 2 weeks. So I told myself, okay, maybe I should go look for a job, right? And I don't know why, but I wanted to go to a town that was maybe like 30 minutes away from where I lived, right, to look for a job. So I went there. I asked if they were hiring, and they would say no or yes, and then they direct me to like a website, give me an application and whatnot, right? I did that one day. I took all the applications home, I do some online, so I came back home and I did them all. The ones that I had to turn back into them, I had to go back to the places and give them the application, but okay, here's my application, you know, cool, call me, you know. But I was doing that, and I was getting ready to go to that town that was 30 minutes away from me. And me, I don't like driving on the freeway that much, especially not the car that I had, because that car could have easily broken down at any second now. Like any second the car would have broken down. It's so old, right? So I decided to take like the old road, right? There's an old road that can get you to that town too, and I decided to take it. So I get on the freeway, on the old road. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with 21 Pilots, but 21 Pilots have a song called Car Radio, right? It's basically a song about how Tyler, the guy singing it, he lost his car radio. He doesn't have his car radio anymore, right? So you know how you hear your radio so you can like kind of like hear music so you like, can forget about things and not have to deal with what you're dealing with at the time. Well, since his car radio was stolen, he's forced to now like live with himself. He's forced to now face himself and face all the problems that he has now, right? So he basically has to like coexist with all of his problems. He has to deal with them, he has to face them, and you know, he can't hide behind the music anymore, the car radio. It's out of his car now, so now he's forced to deal with the silence. So it's him driving by himself, basically having a conversation with yourself. And I was going through that. I didn't know the song at the time, but when I heard it, I was like, wow, I actually went through that. My car radio wasn't working, but it was silent in the car. And I was having a conversation with myself, right? Because I don't know, I needed some encouragement, right? In my life at the time, I needed some encouragement, so I was just talking to myself. I know, whatever. But I wanted to encourage myself. I was like, Selena, it's gonna be okay. You got this. You just need to calm down. Look on the bright side. There's so many things that could be wrong but are not wrong. I was just trying to talk to myself because I didn't have any music, and there was so much going up in here that I just needed to let it out. I did that, and I was driving on the old road. I was going the speed limit, right? And I was approaching a stoplight, right? I've gone through that road many times, so I know when the stoplight's at, when I'm gonna come up to the stoplight. So of course I took my foot off the gas and I was starting to slow down. And next thing I know, my brakes weren't working. Like, I took my foot off the gas and I was trying to hit the brakes, right? And I didn't notice that I noticed that I wasn't slowing down, right? So I like slammed on them, like I floored it, right? And I was freaking out. I was like, oh my gosh, they weren't working. So that area, there's a lot of semi trucks going in and out of that little intersection kind of thing where I had to stop. there's so many semi trucks, right? It was right in front of a gas station. So I was like, oh my gosh, a semi's gonna hit me. I was freaking out. And I said, well, I can go straight and hope no one's turning the other way and not hit me. But just in the spur of the moment, I was just freaking out. It was one of those experiences where I saw my whole life flash before my eyes, and I was like, no, I'm not ready to go like this. But I accepted the fact. At that time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna die. It was a good life, awesome, bye world, right? I accepted it, right? But then you could turn right. So like, you know what? Maybe if I just turn right, I don't know what was gonna happen. That would have led me to the freeway. I don't know why I did that, but I just in the spur of the moment, I said I just turned right, and as soon as I turned right, I somehow miraculously slowed down. I slowed down with a huge wide turn, and I stopped in front of a gas station there, right? My heart was going like this, and I was just like, what the heck just happened? Like, it did not register with me. I started looking around, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm still alive. Like, I was like, just see me, I was a mess. And like, when I was talking to myself, I was saying to myself, you know what, just like worry about today, take it day by day, be grateful that you have life, you're healthy, you're alive, you got to see another day. And right when I was giving myself that talk, I almost died. And keep in mind, I was over there by myself. My family was still in Texas, so it was just me and my grandpa over there, and I had to call someone for help because the car wouldn't, I don't want to drive the car back to where I lived, right? I was maybe not even halfway to the town where I was turning my applications in, and I was freaking out, and I said, maybe this is a sign telling me that I shouldn't go because something worse could have happened. Or imagine if I was on the freeway. I would have been driving 30 miles, going 70, and then when it was time to get off in the exit, I would have been even more screwed because I would have been going 70 versus like 40, 45 on the old road. Imagine that. Imagine if I would have gone on the freeway. How bad would that have been? I would have been fine for 30 miles. Just say, okay, cool, this is awesome. And then time to get off the exit, and I would have died maybe. I don't know, but I had to call someone. My grandpa wasn't answering, so I called one of my cousins. He answered, right? He came maybe like 20, 25 minutes later. He came to pick me up, right? Before I called him though, I called my mom and I told them, I said, I almost died right now. I don't know how she took it. I don't think she took it very seriously, but at the time I was just so scared. I went inside the gas station and I sat down and I just talked to like my sister back here, talked to everyone back here, and I told them, you know, like I could have died. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I'm here. I love you guys, you know, like it was very traumatizing. My cousin came and picked me up. He took me home instead of going to take the applications, and I found my grandpa there and the roof guy. He was with the roof guy at the time. If you guys remember the roof guy, I mean, if not, you guys can go watch that video. That video is actually pretty interesting. But him and the roof guy, this was before he got fired. They went in my grandpa's truck to go check out the car, right? And then they called me back when I was at home, still shaky. And they said, are you sure the brakes weren't working? And I said, yes, like, homie, I could have died, like, you know. And he's like, well, they're fine, you know? And I was like, what? So he's like, yeah, they're fine. And I felt like they didn't take me seriously. They were just like laughing about it, you know? And I was like, wow. I mean, if it happened to you, you guys would have been in the same boat. But, yeah, the roof guy, I think, drove my car back home, and it was fine. That day I was supposed to go to the fair with my friend, and I told her that we would drive. I think I would drive, and no one wanted me to drive the car for a little bit because they wanted to check on it, and I guess they were taking me a little bit serious, but they didn't want me to drive it. They wanted to make sure it was okay so I wouldn't die next time. Gotta, you know, stay alive. Yeah, I didn't end up taking us to the fair. My friend's brother drove us in his car because my car is a screaming death metal trap. And he's like, yeah, I could die in that car. But we ended up going. I was still kind of shaky, and it was a rough day because I was like, wow, I could have died. Point is, yeah, I went to the fair with them, and I was like, wow, I have a different perspective now. Like, it can literally end at any second. moral of the story is check your brakes. And yeah, but now like every time that I do think about it, I always think back to that song Car Radio, and I was like, wow, I had that moment, and then right after I almost died. So, and yeah, I'm here now, so okay, but thank you guys for watching. Hopefully next time we can get you in to do that one time story time thing, because I'm a very boring person, you see. So I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys continue to watch our videos. We'll be posting weekly now because we are done with our fire week. We're thinking it's probably gonna be Wednesday. Depends. And if you're watching this on Thursday, it's on Thursday then. But it's gonna go back to once a week, and I hope they entertain you. I hope you guys like them. I hope you guys come back for more. I hope you guys give us some feedback. Tell us you hate it. Tell us you really hate it. Tell us that we should stop, you know. But yeah, we really appreciate it. And since again, it's not here, I'm gonna do her bit. I'm gonna say, what did she say? Thanks for watching. Go ahead and but yeah, point is, thanks for watching. Hope you subscribe. And if you are curious as to what we do outside of here, we do have social media, which will be at the end of this video. And we will see you guys next week. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. Ah! I just find myself alone now doing these videos. It's all good in Calhoun. This is I was just listening to some Hannah Montana, so it's stuck in my head now. And now I'm curious about these filters on Snapchat, and I want to see them. How is the strawberry? Clean my room for this. Made my bed for this.
We'll be looking for sunlight.